Author Catherine Scott here. Today I want to address crying within the black community. First, let me say I never want to exclude any race from my websites or my pages or my YouTube channel. However, I've said this before that as a black woman, I'm going to always address the black community first. And if you can get something from it, then that's wonderful, okay? We have got to let go of this whole negative opinion we have about black people and crying. For black women, we're told that if you are crying, you ain't gonna have no man. No man wants to be around that. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to see it. That is the biggest bunch of BS one of the biggest bunch of BS I've ever heard. Listen, ladies, we can cry and it's okay. I promise you ain't gonna die. Listen, I'm gonna use myself as an example. Last year, my sister passed away. I don't even think she was 31. The year before that, our mom passed away, and the year before that, our aunt passed away. I helped plan my mom's and my sister's funeral, okay? I was so busy I didn't have a chance to really cry it all out. Me and my mom weren't the closest of mother and daughters, but that was my mom and I loved her. Without her, there would be no me. My sister, we didn't always like each other, but come toe to toe, she was right there. She was right there for me. I was right there for her. To mess with me was to mess with her, and vice versa. Do you understand? I loved her and she loved me. I shed tears over the last few weeks behind her, mostly her. And let me tell you, it felt good. And I'm a person who doesn't like to cry. Matter of fact, I look at crying as a sign of weakness because that's been ingrained in my mind. It's not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength because it means that you don't care who around. You would rather shed those tears than react in a negative way. And that's really what happens. We hold on to those tears and then we do something crazy and wonder why. It's because we should have shed tears years ago. The thing with black men and what we call them is bitch ass niggas. What the hell was we thinking? What makes a black man a bitch ass nigga for shedding tears? Cause he tired? Listen, y'all men be tired. And I'm gonna say we as men and women carry the weight of the world on our shoulders for different women, different reasons, especially in the black community. If that man want to shed some tears, let him shed them tears because he could actually have a whole negative way of dealing with his stress factors. And again, I'm going to use myself as an example. Recently, in the past 2 years, my husband has been coming to terms with a lot of things in his life. And every once in a while, he'll shed some tears. And let me say, initially, when I saw him do that, what did I do? I was thinking to myself, no, this bitch ass right here. I don't have time for it. I don't want to hear it. Who the fuck cares? That was my own insecurities. I was deflecting my own issues onto him. Listen, after he stopped crying and he told me what was going on, I was just like, yo, I feel you. And I would rather him cry than react in a negative way. Listen, if that man or woman you're with sees you crying and tries to console you, then that's the one you need to deal with, at least for that reason. I don't know about any other things he or she might do to you, but that's the one you need to rock with because they're allowing you to be you. They're not looking at you as weak. They're looking at you as a human, as they should. And they're secure with themselves, secure enough with themselves that they look at you and say, yo, that person, fuck a man or a woman, that person is hurting and they need me. If that man or woman you're with sees you shedding tears and antagonizes you about it, let them go. You know why? Because there's something wrong with them. They're holding on to pain and anger that you can't help them with. And until they get help, they're not going to be any good to you anyway. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me stop before I start crying. Therapy is also another reason why I have no hesitation in shedding tears anymore. Fuck it. You want to see them? Here they are. I was so bad, y'all, that I was watching an episode. I remember watching an episode of Golden Girls a few years ago, and all of a sudden tears started shedding down my face, and I was like, what is going on with me? Golden Girls should not be making me cry. And what it was is, after I thought about it, it was I was crying from something from my childhood. Y'all, I was I'm 36 now. Excuse me. I was in my mid-20s crying behind an episode of Golden Girls that had nothing to do with my childhood. What is happening? That's how, if I'm doing that, imagine how many other people are actually wanting to cry but hold their issue in. Let it go, okay, y'all? Black people, I love you guys. I think we are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. Even if you're not beautiful, you're beautiful. But we got a lot of things ingrained in us that's actually stopping our growth. Sometimes we can look at tears as a growth. Like, I'm shedding these tears, and now I can address this issue. Like, why am I shedding these tears? How can I rectify this situation? That's a sign of growth, is realizing that you're crying for a reason and you're ready to handle it. That's how we should really look at tears. We shouldn't look at a man who's crying and say, oh, you a bitch ass. We shouldn't look at a woman who's crying and saying, oh God, nobody wants to hear that shit. Like, she knows nobody want to hear it. She probably don't even want to cry. He probably don't even want to cry. But guess what, y'all? They can't help it because it's been building up inside of them. Tears are actually stronger than we are, and they don't care about what you're doing and when you're doing it. They just need to release themselves. Our tears are a sign of growth. It's a sign that we're tired of holding on to whatever we got going on. So the next time you see somebody cry, don't even question them. Just stop what you're doing and give them a hug, because those tears aren't a sign of weakness. They're a sign of strength. Thank you.